Business Express on Smooth 98.1.
Studio, mics are up. You know what the time is, right? It's time for us to start talking business, and Rotus is here on a fresh Monday, new month. Hi, guys.
Good morning, Valentine.
going?
Good morning,
And there's Ugo Dre.
Lagos. Yes.
Good morning.
Morning, bro. Morning, Lagos.
And Olamide
And
from
Olamide,
area.
welcome.
Good morning, Lagos.
All right.
Lagos, be part of the show. Send a message to WhatsApp. The number is 0809 444 981. You can also send a message on Twitter with the hashtag BusinessExpress981. We're streaming live on YouTube. Use that, just type in the search box, Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You'll find us.
Yes. All right, real quick. The market was up by 1.4% on Friday. Let's see, we had Eternal PLC was our top gainer, 4.9%. Our top loser was UAC Property Development Company. Not going to spend much time on the markets. Let's hop real quick into what's going on today. Okay, PMI. Olamide, we saw another increase again for the month of June.
Yeah, so CBN released the PMI for the month of June, which printed a manufacturing PMI printed at 57%, while the non-manufacturing printed at 57.5. This is just it's the sustained expansion we've seen that started since 2017. And looking at across the division indices for both manufacturing and non-manufacturing, we actually saw an expansion. However, looking at the sectors, cement for one, which is one of the sectors that matter to manufacturing, like our manufacturing sector to GDP, you find that cement contracted, which is actually not far-fetched, basically because of, it's been a rainy June for us, so construction actually slowed down.
Okay.
Looking at other sectors that actually matter to growth in the country, food, beverage, and tobacco, as well as textiles, actually make up 50% of our manufacturing sector, and you find that there was an expansion there. Other sectors like agri, ICT, agri ICT also expanded.
Yeah.
But trade, which we saw, trade for Q1, we actually saw a deceleration there. So I think we saw like a -2% growth there in Q1. And now looking at what we saw for PMI, we find that it was actually unchanged. So most likely what you see in Q2 is also a contraction in trade. But overall, our GDP figure for Q2, we expect the economy to grow by 2.1% for Q2, up from 1.95 that we did in Q1.
In Q1, yeah. Okay. Ugo Dre, any chiming in on where things are at PMI, or you're pretty good with this?
For the goodness for economy, and if you have investments in companies that are into manufacturing, I think is good. It means that they are still confident about the economy. Production levels are probably going up. Inventory levels are going up. Actually, it means that people are stockpiling more. So when they stockpile more stuff, it means that they can actually sell a lot more. Of course, we have to worry a lot about cost as well. So by just stockpiling products or inventory doesn't also mean that cost input is not going to be rising. But then it's still a good thing that inventories are picking up, and like you said, it should also translate into at least slightly higher GDP growth rate.
Okay, all right, good stuff. Now, sticking with manufacturing, we've got some comments from the Vice President on the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Olamide, what's our professor saying about the AfCFTA?
Well, so far what we've seen is as it's March, they were actually supposed to sign the agreement. It's basically to allow free trade between about 44 African Union member countries, basically. And what we've seen so far, the president actually delayed the signing of the document sometime in March, and that was so Nigeria and SA were actually the two countries that delayed, and the idea was to give more space to consult other stakeholders to ensure that we actually get a maximized benefit from the agreement. Looking at the numbers so far, our exports to African country currently is about 10%. 10% of our total exports actually go to African countries,
okay.
And then just about less than 5% of imports from African countries. So looking at current numbers, it could actually benefit us, but the fact that our export base is actually small, right? So almost 80% of our exports is it's petroleum products, basically, and for just about 10% to be moving to the African countries probably means that their needs are beyond the petroleum product that we have to offer. So we're still going back to the fact that we need to grow our non-oil sector. We can't just stick with the oil sector if we really want to maximize benefits from this agreement. So hence the reason there's probably some sort of delay with it. But I mean, the indications the vice president is giving is it will eventually be signed by the president. But just want to make sure that I mean, another fear they are raising is countries like China dumping substandard goods into Ghana and the likes and bringing them into the country without tariffs and all of that. But I mean, the long and short is to maximize the state. It's a good agreement, but to maximize it, we need to grow our non-oil exports, basically.
All right, and just to keep people informed here, the vice president was the special guest of honor at the 12th annual Business Law Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association. This is what happened in Abuja, and that's why he made these comments. The theme of the conference was bringing down the barriers, the law as a vehicle for intra-Africa trade. So that's where, and his comments, of course, he was saying that they would sign it if the full scope and consequences of the proposal, that's the trade agreement, makes sense to the country. Ugo Dre, anything you want to add to the vice president's comments?
China, that's the worry here. And the worry is that a lot of African countries actually don't have production capacity. So when you're signing free trade agreements with them, you also have to be very careful. This guy, what exactly are they producing? And then you could find yourself in a situation where they become conduits of Chinese goods or cheap goods from maybe China, Vietnam, Taiwan, and some of these Asian countries into Nigeria, because we have the market, right? So the market is here, and Lagos alone, it's probably larger than a lot of other smaller states, countries around West Africa. So they can really funnel goods in here and then affect local production in Nigeria. But I guess what's annoying is that, I mean, why this has been on the table for months now.
Right.
In fact, Nigeria has basically been driving this. So why did they have to stop at the last minute? At the last minute, which is quite embarrassing. In fact, the president was on his way to Rwanda to sign this when
all of a sudden he just changed his mind.
On his so that's really upsetting. But I mean, they've got a valid point that we've got to be careful about what's happening to the country.
All right. Okay, Ugo Dre, you already mentioned this last week, but shall we touch a little bit more on NEM insurance and the private placement issues going on there? What's anything we want to?
I was thinking we were going to do that stock picks because I have it in my stock picks.
Okay, we know what. Perhaps.
Okay,
Okay, fine. Why don't we touch on the fintech story? The CBN is set to issue guidelines. This really is a Tech Friday, so if we wait till Friday, it's super stale. So we might as well do it this today. So the CBN said that they're set to issue some guidelines to fintech operators. Ugo, are you seeing anything? I didn't really hear anything specific though from the CBN, but what's going on?
I think for those who don't really like regulation, I think probably it's about time the CBN starts to regulate the fintech space.
Okay.
A little bit of regulation is good. So far, it doesn't stifle innovation, which is what's important. We want fintech companies to continue to innovate. We've seen a lot of great fintech products already over the last 2 years, and I guess a lot more are coming, especially around the saving, investment, and lending space. So these guys are more nimble. It doesn't take too long to actually lend or save. It's very easy, compatible with mobile phone, So, but then there's risk that there could be, fraudulent activities going on. Just as you have, serious investors pouring money and trying to innovate, you also have some people by the sidelines looking to create the next MMN. Fintech. Right, so there's that kind of risk. So that's why the CBN is coming in. So for anything that's got to do with saving, lending, investing, or saving and lending or money or getting money from the public is under the purview of the CBN. So and I don't think they have any existing regulation that can actually deal with the kind of innovation that we're seeing currently. So that is why the CBN is basically stepping in. It's probably about time we start to regulate this industry.
All right, good stuff. Okay, we mentioned stock picks. Olamide, you want to give us any particular stocks that you like? Of course, disclosure for you guys out there that are listening. Purchase any of these stocks, please do your due diligence. Contact a broker dealer like ARM for making any choices. So go ahead. What do you have for us?
Okay, for ARM, we have Seplat is on our list, as you all know.
Of course.
But we also have CCNN is also one of our stocks which I have a buy rating on. Also have a buy rating on UBA.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's cement company of northern Nigeria. Seplat, of course, and UBA. Okay, Drew, all right, here's your chance. All right, what?
By the way, CCNN share price almost 200% up or so. Share price has been rallying now. and the stock market, once you see smoke, no, there's a fire.
Right,
somewhere.
right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so on my watch list, on our watch list rather, at Nairametrics, we have Unity Bank is on our watch list. Not that we're saying you buy Unity Bank, it's
Right.
just on the watch list.
You-
You have
yeah.
been watching Unity Bank. Unity Bank has been topping the chart, I think, for the last 2 weeks or so. Did I say chart? Excuse me, for the last 2 weeks. So it's been on it. We're hoping to see what's going to happen this time. It's going to sustain that. Japol as well was, topping as well, and then until it slid, it crashed
Last week.
and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
top on the losers table. So you got to be careful about this kind of penny stocks. They swindle left and right. Basically, no fundamentals. You don't know what's pushing the money, what's driving it. When the smart money comes in, you're not really sure, and then when it goes out, you're not really sure. So you gotta be careful about this kind of stocks. It's on our watch list because we're telling people who are in Nairametrics you gotta be careful about
Right.
stocks like this. Now, NEM is also on our watch list. NEM closed the week about 5% last week. There is a serious rally for that stock. Why is this happening? So the board of directors they had an AGM 2 weeks ago. Where they decided that they were going to raise private placement of about $1 billion naira.
Right.
Now, so the confusion is that some shareholders in them are saying that who missed out on the AGM, because if you're not at the AGM, then it means you have to take a vote.
Right.
So they're like, why are you raising $1 billion? We're not aware of this.
There was no publication.
There actually was a publication.
Oh,
on the
there
website
was.
of NEM, right? But then typically, according to CAMA, that's the Common Allied Matters Act, you're supposed to send notices to shareholders, especially significant shareholders. They have to receive notices in person.
Right.
So I guess they didn't receive those notices, but it was on their website, and they were supposed to put it in some newspapers. But of course, it was.
But here's my worry. Here's why I picked particular interest in this. There are 16 shareholders there. Out of the 16, just 4 seem to be controlling the major stakes and major decisions that are being made, and then the other 12 are sidelined. They are not even brought into the mix. Why is this special offer?
Yeah.
Why is it not a public offer? Why is it not open to everybody? Because as it is, there's an existing price above 3 naira, just a little bit by fractions above 3 naira, that the stocks are being sold at or traded at. But then they want to make this special offer at 2 naira 50 kobo. And so what happens to the existing shareholders, people who already have stocks?
It's like Valentine.
No, because
he's into it. He's
like,
into
I'm
it.
so-
have some stake in this.
He's
So
really
the thing
into
is that they actually don't have 16 shareholders. They have over 80,000 or so shareholders.
But the 16 control above 23%.
But they have
Yeah.
about 20 or so who control close to 40% or so of that company.
Right.
And then of course, as usual, you have about four majority shareholders who control less than 20% of the company. And that's why some of them have directors on the board. So the real issue here is that I think what's at play is there's a dilution play going on here. So there's a race to own NEM. So I think the existing shareholders, the main guys, actually see a threat. That's my own view.
Right.
Some guys coming in there and trying to scoop up NEM shares. So what that means is that it might dilute their own holdings. So what you do? So you get a resolution to raise a private placement, 1 billion. So once private placement means you're selling to somebody.
Right.
Who's that somebody?
And we don't know
His
now.
name's yeah,
When
no.
that somebody buys it.
There's no
you know,
name to
yeah.
it.
So I think it's at some point SEC might probably
Step in,
They
yeah.
should.
It's kind of funny to me though. Why would you want to do a private placement for a company that doesn't need equity? in
Right,
my view?
right.
I think they have about 8 or 9 million or so in net assets. Really don't need
This
that money.
is crazy.
And then private placement prices are 250 kobo against public price of over 3 naira. Of
Yeah.
course, you can as well change private placement price, but why would you want to do private? Why don't you just exploit issue or a public offer if you actually want to raise money?
I shared an
There's a
article.
lot of stuff around it.
Yeah.
I think we have
Yeah.
a very good coverage of it on Nairametrics.
On Nairametrics, yeah, too. So this story is not over. We'll continue to keep up with it as things come out. Ugo Dre, thank you so much. Yep.
And Northern Nigeria flying with
I'm going to share an article later
You
about
always check
it.
those
See my
stocks, but
interest
please
in this.
be very careful with penny stocks. Be
Right.
very, very, very careful with penny stocks. If you don't, I think Aaron, I kind of like your picks.
Yeah, exactly. Ugo Dre and Nairametrics, thank you so much. Olamide of ARM, thank you so much for joining us. All right.
Thank you guys for bringing me into this business world because I'm getting interested every day. Coming up next, Lagos at 7:30, we'll bring you all the detailed analysis of the newspaper stories this morning. All right, make sure you catch all the previews of all the stories you've missed out on Business Express on YouTube. It's youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. Good morning.
All right.
Thank you.